art and culture have always been a part of our lives. Diverse forms of art are imprinted in our nation history. Jakarta Institute of the Arts is now globally recognized, ranked between 201 and 260 in the QS World University Rankings by subject art and design. This achievement is a testament to IKJ's dedication in shaping a productive, relevant, and globally competitive arts education ecosystem. Amidst global competition, IKJ continues to move forward, becoming a center for arts education that fosters collaboration and pushes the boundaries of artistic innovation.
Salah satu alasan kenapa saya memilih
IKJ itu sangat menyenangkan, sangat berkeluargaan.
Dan hal itu akan membantu kita untuk menentukan keputusan-keputusan kreatif.
Justru itu jadi kekuatannya.
Jadi ya keunggulannya di situ.
Faculty of Film and Television, Jakarta Institute of the Art, a place where creativity and imagination are celebrated. Our film school provides students with insight and artistic demeanor as creators and critical skill as professional filmmakers. FFTV IKJ brings forth the filmmaker for the forefront of Indonesia film industry.
Bagi gue IKJ adalah dasar awal di mana semua proses kreatif penciptaan, prosedur, workflow, kreativitas
Itulah yang diperhatikan oleh para abang-abang kita, para dosen-dosen kita. Yang mana kiprahnya di dunia industri film maupun di industri televisi itu sudah tidak dilakukan lagi.
The Faculty of Performing Arts, an arena to forge and build the core cadre of performing arts. Students are trained to become professionals such as directors, actors and performers, choreographers, music directors and composers, audio designers, and other abounding career opportunities. FSP IKJ preserves tradition while simultaneously playing the role as an incubator of ideas for the future of the performing arts industry in Indonesia.
Nah, ketika masuk ke program studi seni teater, dosen-dosen mengeluarkan potensi-potensi yang ada di setiap mahasiswanya.
Faculty of Fine Arts and Design, Jakarta Institute of the Arts, a place where creative minds unleash their creativity. The students learn to convey their ideas and sharpen their artistry. Lectures are conducted in interactive classes, workshops, and direct practice into the professional environment. The Faculty of Fine Arts and Design answers the challenge of the creative industry.
Paling berkesan di IKJ itu adalah pertemanannya antar jurusan gitu. Jadi selain memang kuliahnya sendiri gitu ya, kita dapat banyak ilmu pas saat kuliah, tapi banyak pengalaman juga, kenal sama berbagai bidang di kampus gitu kan, karena kita sebagai fakultas seni rupa itu nggak ketemu teman-teman di kafe doang gitu. Jadi ada ketemu anak lukis, ketemu seni murni grafis, ketemu seni patung, karya kayu, karya tekstil gitu. Jadi itu adalah pengalaman yang nggak terlupakan yang akhirnya bisa jadi pengaruh yang kuat ketika sudah bekerja di dunia yang lebih profesional.
The Postgraduate School of the Jakarta Institute of the Art is an interdisciplinary space that expands the terminology of artworks and explores artistic matters, delivers innovative programs for students to become creators, researchers, and art experts in the dynamic of urban culture.
menjadi kritikus. Kalau menurut saya memang sebaiknya sih bersekolah. Dengan kita bersekolah itu tentunya nanti kita akan lebih mudah untuk bisa membedah atau mengkaji film yang ingin kita teliti atau kita kritisi, seperti itu.
Setiap karya dan desain, setiap pertunjukan, setiap film dari IKJ adalah bukti nyata dedikasi dan keunggulan IKJ.
IKJ is an important anchor for the arts education landscape, moving forward to the era of technological disruption. The Jakarta Institute of the Art is always exploring the new frontiers.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good wishes to us all.
Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
On behalf of the Institute Kesenian Jakarta, it is our great pleasure to welcome you to the International Seminar and the launch of the Southeast Asia China Cultural Studies Center, IKJ. This event is supported by BSM Entertainment. Allow us to extend our warmest welcome to our guests of honor, Madam Endah Cahyani Dwirini Retno Astuti, Master of Philosophy, Director General for Cultural Diplomacy, Promotion and Cooperation, Ministry of Culture of the Republic of Indonesia, which is today represented by Madam Putu Lumina. Mr. Puspla Dirjaya, Head of Culture Division, Provincial Government of DKI Jakarta. Mr. Chang Cheng, First Secretary of China Mission to ASEAN. Mr. Liu Poya, Third Secretary of China Mission to ASEAN. Mr. Pan Prohorisrati, First Secretary of the Royal Embassy of Cambodia.
We also would like to greet our esteemed officials from Yayasan Seni Budaya Jakarta, Dr. Fauzi Bowo, Mr. Slamet Raharjo, Dr. Ari Budiman MSI, Bapak M. Firman Ihsan, Profesor Dr. Ilza Mayuni MA, Dr. Melina Suryadewi SPD MSI, Dr. Indah Nur Hadi, Mr. Bambang Subakti MM, Rektor of Institut Kesenian Jakarta, Profesor Dr. Muhammad Samsul Ma'arif, Board of Vice Rectors for Academic Student Affairs, Dr. Citra Smaradewi, Bachelor of Arts and Master of Science, Vice Rector for Human Resources, Finance, General Affairs, Dr. Susan Tobing, Bachelor of Arts, Master of Humanities, Vice Rector for Research, Innovation, and Community Service, Dr. Ikayuni Purnama, Master of Humanities.
Board of Deans, Dean of the Faculty of Film and Television, Dr. Rina Yanti Harahap, Master of Arts, Dean of the Faculty of Performing Arts, Mrs. Lucia T. Kusumangnindia, Bachelor of Arts, Master of Science, Dean of the Faculty of Fine Arts and Design, Dr. Adlin Fadlia, Bachelor of Arts, Master of Design, Madam Nantri Feni Ahnas, PhD, Director of Postgraduate School. My name is Natasha from Communication Affair of IKJ.
And my name is Clara, Delegation of Student of IKJ. We are your hosts for today.
We are truly honored by your presence, and we look forward to a day filled with knowledge exchange, cultural insight, and meaningful dialogue.
Ladies and gentlemen, to begin our program, we invite you to rise for the National Anthem of Republic of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. Thank you. You may be seated. We will now witness a special performance titled Urbanism by the alumni of IKJ Ethnomusicology Study Program, a multidisciplinary exploration of visual movement and sound that captures the heartbeat of urban life. This work is the result of cross-disciplinary collaboration between music, dance, theater, and production design fashion study program.
The piece takes inspiration from the vibrant city of Jakarta, its bustling rhythm, its diverse cultural backgrounds, reflecting the richness of urban life. Drawing from the traditional Betawi Gambang Kromong music and reimagining it with a contemporary touch, this performance aims to resonate with audiences of all backgrounds. Please enjoy the performance.
To deliver the report from the organizing committee, we invite Dr. D.R.A. Ikayuni Purnama M. Hum, chairperson of the committee.
Fellow scholar, artists, guests, and dear friends, good morning and welcome. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon all of us. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is true honor for me to stand here to deliver this report at the launching of the Southeast Asia and China Culture Studies Center, SECCI, and the opening of our international seminar. Let me begin by expressing our deep appreciation to the Rector of the Institut Kesenian Jakarta, Profesor Dr. Muhammad Samsul Ma'arif, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to ASEAN, Chairperson of Yayasan Seni Budaya Jakarta, Profesor Ilsam Mayuni, Diplomacy, Promotion and Culture Cooperation Ministry of Culture Republic of Indonesia, represented by Mrs. Putu Lamina, Chairwoman of Vietnam ASEAN Friendship Association, of Director of Institute of Social Science and Humanities Research, Vietnam National University, Professor Dr. Pan Thi Hong San, Head of the ASEAN-China Research Center, Indonesia University, Humphrey Arnaldo Russell, MSc, PhD, and to all the academic and culture leaders whose vision and support have made this initiative possible. This idea of SECCI was born from shared curiosity, a shared need to understand the continuities and transformation that shape the cultural relationship between Southeast Asia and China. We are witnessing a time when dialogue across culture is not just valuable, but necessary to bridge identities, to rethink heritage, and to inspire new creative collaboration. And this is where SECCI finds its purpose. SECCI is more than a research center. It's a cultural platform, a home of critical exchange for artistic experimentation and for intellectual friendship that cross boundaries. Over the past few months, our team at the Institut Kesenian Jakarta has worked diligently to prepare this inaugural event with contribution for our partners and networks. Let me briefly report on some key highlights. First, we have successfully established a foundational structure of SECCI, including research division, focused on traditional art, media, performance studies, visual culture, and transnational design practices. Second, we have gathered over 100 participants today from Indonesia, China, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines, and beyond. Third and last, we are proud to host this seminar under the theme Culture, Continuities, and Innovation in Southeast Asia-China Relation. Today's session will feature panel discussion, keynote speeches, and artistic presentation, who exploring topics such as heritage revival, digital storytelling, and design as diplomacy. As chairperson, I am particularly proud of the spirit of collaboration that's run throughout this event. We are building bridges, not just between nations, but between disciplines and generations. To our young researchers, artists, and culture workers, this is your space. SACCI is committed to supporting your ideas, your questions, and your creativities. In closing, I would like to give million thanks to everyone who has worked behind the scene, the organizing team, our moderators, our translator, technical support, and all partners who have shared their time, energy. Okay. Let this be the first of many meaningful gatherings. Let SACCI grow as a living laboratory of culture and knowledge. Once again, thank you for being with us, and I wish you all an inspiring seminars. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ika. Next, we welcome Professor Muhammad Samsul Ma'arif, Rector of IKJ and Patron of the Southeast Asia China Cultural Studies Center, to deliver his welcome remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. I would like to warmly welcome our guest of honor, Madam Endah, Director General for Cultural Diplomacy, Promotion and Cooperation, Ministry of Culture of the Republic of Indonesia, which is represented by Ibu Putu Lamina, Mr. Van Pho, First Secretary for the Royal Embassy of Cambodia, Mr. Chang Chiang, First Secretary, China Mission to ASEAN, Mr. Liu Boya, Third Secretary, China Minister to ASEAN, our keynote speakers, Professor Chuan and Mr. Humphrey Russell, leadership of Yayasan Seni Budaya Jakarta, Profesor Ilza Mayuni, and all the guests, both of vice rectors, dean, and both of the faculties, director of postgraduate school, head of institution and study program, esteemed lecturer, esteemed student, and alumni, Pak Puspla from DKI Province. It is with great honor and sincere gratitude that I open this international seminar of cultural continuities and innovation in Southeast Asia China relation. This event serves as an important forum through which we aim to deepen our collective understanding of intellectual relation and share heritage cross region. Ladies and gentlemen, today also marks a very special moment for us at the Jakarta Institute of the Art. In addition to hosting this international seminar, we are proud to officially launch the Southeast Asia China Cultural Studies center which will be led by Mrs. Malona. Please come here in front of us to serve as a bridge between art, scholarship, and cultural collaboration across nation. We launch of SACCI, SACI is closely connected to the achievement of the Jakarta Institute of the Arts. We are proud that IKJ has earned recognition as the only private and university in Indonesia to be included in the KS World University Ranking 2024. IKJ successfully ranked in the top 200 globally in the art and design subject category, and is also listed among the top 500 university worldwide overall. Through this seminar, we hope to open a broad and inclusive space for dialogue, not only to reflect on the past and present of Southeast Asia-China cultural relation, but to envision this future, how collaboration can grow, innovation can emerge, and cultural solidarity can continue to be strengthened. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to all speakers, partners, organizers, and participants who have contributed to the success of this event. May this seminar bring meaningful insight, expand network, and serve as an important first step forward greater collaboration in the future. I hope this seminar contribute to deeper understanding and sustain cultural dialogue. Let us continue to celebrate culture as a unifying force amidst the diversity of our world. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Ma'arif, for the inspiring words. We now respectfully invite Professor Dr. Ilza Mayuni MA to deliver her welcome speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Dr. Enda Cahyani Dwirini, represented by Ibu Putu Limina, Director General of Diplomacy, Promotion and Cultural Cooperation, Ministry of Culture, the Republic of Indonesia. Mr. Zhang Chang, First Secretary China Mission to ASEAN. Mr. Liu Boya, Third Secretary China Mission to ASEAN. Mr. Phan Phohoriti, First Secretary of the Royal Embassy of Cambodia. Professor Phan Thi Hong Xuan, Director of Institute of Social Sciences and Humanities Research, Vietnam National University. Dr. Humphrey Arnaldo Russell, Head of the Asian China Research Center. Professor Samsul Ma'arif, Rector of Institut Kesenian Jakarta. Ibu Malona, Head of SACI. Bapak Pusla Dirjaya, Head of Development, Department of Culture, Special Territory of Jakarta. Distinguished guests, our esteemed speakers, fellow researchers, ladies and gentlemen. It's both an honor and privilege to stand before you today to extend our warmest welcome to this momentous occasion, the International Seminar on Cultural Continuities and Innovations in Southeast Asia-China Relations. Our presence here reflects a shared commitment to deepening our understanding of the rich cultural tapestries that bind our regions together. Today is not only a celebration of a scholarly exchange, but also a historic milestone. We gather as witnesses to the official launch of the Southeast Asia-China Cultural Studies Center, CACCI, at the Institute Kesenian Jakarta, a visionary initiative that promises to foster interdisciplinary collaboration, cultural dialogue, and innovation research across borders. May this seminar inspire new perspectives, forge lasting partnership, and illuminate the pathways of cultural continuity and transformation in our shared regions. Very special thanks goes to the organizing committee under the coordination of Ibu Ika and all the team, our beloved board of vice rectors, deans, and the Civitas Academica Institute Kesenian Jakarta. Thanks for coming for all our esteemed guests. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Ilza, for the warm welcome. Before we proceed with the launching ceremony and the symbolic tumpang cutting, let us take a moment to offer our prayers for the continued success and bright future of SACCI. We now invite our colleague, Mr. Erwan Syah Ramlan, to lead us in prayer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning and may peace be with you. May each of us experience prosperity, blessing, and peace. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu. Our respected ladies and gentlemen, let us take a moment to bow our heads and say our prayers with our respective faith for the smooth operation of today's program, as well as for God Almighty to bless us and grant us good health. For Muslim, now I will lead the prayer. So let's get started. Ila hadratin Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-Fatihah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin arrahmanirrahim maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Oh Allah, we offer our deepest gratitude to you. By your grace and permission, we are granted health and the opportunity to gather here today for the international seminar and the launch of the Southeast Asia China Cultural Study Center. Grant us clear mind, a smooth event, and the motivation to keep improving our skills and professionalism. Oh Allah, grant us the capacity to comprehend and apply what we have learned, and grant the speakers the wisdom to share their knowledge to us. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Subhanaka rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Our prayer is now complete. Peace be upon you, and my peace, blessing, and prosperity be with us all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu.
We will now proceed to the launch of Southeast Asia China Cultural Studies Center IKJ, abbreviated as SACHI.
Brief introduction of SACHI. 1. Representation of values. The importance of cross-cultural studies between Southeast Asia and China in the era of globalization. Indonesia's strategic position as part of Southeast Asia and its historical cultural ties with China. Connecting cultures, research, and creativity across regions through the arts.
SACHI Vision Statement: to become a leading center for cross-cultural studies between Southeast Asia and China, grounded in the arts and humanities.
Mission Statement: to develop collaborative research across countries and artistic disciplines, to facilitate academic and cultural exchange, to promote publication and documentation of cultural knowledge, to organize educational programs and cultural exhibitions.
The importance of SACHI: promoting Asia cultural values, strengthening cultural diplomacy, expanding global arts networks.
Identity: the visual elements of the logo reflect SACHI's core values, such as diversity, cultural interconnectedness, international collaboration, and the preservation of local wisdom. The colors, shapes, and symbols in the logo are designed to implicitly convey these messages.
And here is the organizational chart of SACHI.
For the launching of SACHI, we respectfully invite to the stage Director of IKJ and Mrs. Malona Sri Repelita, Chairperson of SACHI. At this moment, Director of IKJ will present the decree establishing SACHI, symbolizing the formal inauguration of this Cultural Studies Center.
We will now proceed with the tumbang cutting ceremony, a cherished tradition symbolizing gratitude, blessing, and the start of a new chapter for SACHI. We cordially invited to the stage, esteemed official from Yayasan Seni Budaya Jakarta, Dr. Ingha Fauzi Bowo, Mr. Slamet Raharjo Jarot, Profesor Dr. Ilza Mayuni, Dr. Indah C. Nur Hadi, Mr. Firman Ihsan, an official from IKJ, Professor Dr. Muhammad Samsul Ma'arif, Rector of IKJ, along with the Vice Rectors, Dr. Citra Smara Dewi, Dr. Susan Tobing, and Dr. Ikayuni Purnama. We also invited the Chairperson of SACHI, Madam Malona Sri Repelita, Bachelor of Arts, Master of Science, and the member of SACHI, Mr. Jabatin Bangun, Master of Arts, Mr. Anindya Widito, Master of Arts, Mr. Raswardi, Master of Arts, Mr. Dwi Budi Prasetyo, Master of Arts, and Madam Debra Yatin.
We are also inviting the representative from China Mission to ASEAN to join to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in celebrating this meaningful moment as we witness this symbolic cutting of the tumpeng.
Thank you for all the officials. Now we will proceed to the plenary session of the IKJ International Seminar 2025. This session will be moderated by Madam Nan Triveni Agnes, PhD. Madam Nan, please kindly take your place on this stage.
We also would like to respectfully invite Madam Debra Yatim to join us on the stage as one of the board member of SACCI. Madam Nan Triveni Agnes is a graduate of the Faculty of Film and Television IKJ, earned a master's degree in film studies from the University of East Anglia, United Kingdom, through a British Chevening Scholarship, and a PhD from Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. She has directed several documentary films. In 1997, together with Mira Lesmana, Riri Riza, and Rizal Mantovani, she co-produced a feature film titled Kul Desak.
Her other feature films included Pasir Berbisik, or in English, Whispering Sand, which has received more than 10 international awards, including Best New Director at the 2002 Asia Pacific International Film Festival, as well as the International Federation of Film Critics and NETPAC Awards at International Film Festival in Busan, Rotterdam, Deauville, Seattle, and Thessaloniki. In 2002, as a member of Cinema Movement, She directed the film Bendera, which competed in the main competition at the Tokyo International Film Festival. And now she also served as the director of the IKJ Postgraduate School. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now handing over the session to our moderator, Madam Nan, the floor is yours.
It is my great honor to welcome you to this pivotal event, the Cultural Continuities of Innovation in Southeast Asia-China Relations seminar hosted by the Institute of Jakarta. So today marks an exciting milestone in the world cultural exchange as we officially launch the Southeast Asia-China Cultural Studies Center, SAFCI of Institute of Jakarta. We are reminded, as we gather here today, we are reminded of the profound and enduring ties that have connected Southeast Asia and China for centuries. Ties woven through trade, language, philosophy, and of course the arts. In the era of globalization, these connections are more important than ever. The Center SACHI, we aim to serve as a bridge connecting cultures, fostering research and promoting creative collaborations that will help deepen our understanding of the rich intertwined histories and cultures of our two regions. SACHI is grounded in the belief that art and culture have a unique power to transcend borders, break down barriers, and inspire understanding. Through collaborative research, academic exchanges, and cultural exhibitions, the creative projects, the Center aims to amplify the voices of Southeast Asia and China on the global stage. Our vision is to create a leading center for cross-cultural studies that fosters intellectual dialogue, inspire artistic innovation, and promotes the values of peace, collaboration, mutual respect. Today's seminar serves as an introduction to this exciting initiative. We will explore the significance of cross-cultural studies between Southeast Asia and China, the role of art in strengthening relations, and how this center will serve as a platform for ongoing academic and cultural exchanges. We are here today not just to celebrate this new center, but to embark on a journey of discovery, collaboration, and shared understanding. The importance of this endeavor cannot be overstated as we face the challenges and opportunities of an increasingly interconnected world, promoting Asian cultural values, strengthening cultural diplomacy, and expanding global arts networks that will play a crucial role in shaping the future of our region and beyond. So without further ado, I invite you all to join us in this inspiring and thought-provoking discussion today. Let's explore how through this center we can continue to bridge the cultures of Southeast Asia and China for generations to come. Thank you, and let's look forward to an engaging and enriching dialogue. We will introduce the speakers. It is my privilege to introduce them, leading experts and thought leaders whose work is central to the dialogue we are about to have on bridging the culture of Southeast Asia and China. Their collective insights will enrich our understanding of cross-cultural relations, and their contribution to academia and diplomacy are invaluable as we launch the Southeast Asia China Cultural Studies Center, SACHI. Our first keynote speaker is Professor Dr. Phan Thi Hong Xuan. She's the director of the Institute of Social Sciences and Humanities Research at Vietnam National University and the chairwoman of the Vietnam ASEAN Friendship Association. She's also a prominent academic and leader in the field of Southeast Asian study. Her extensive expertise spans anthropology, history, and as well as ASEAN culture. She has published numerous books and articles about the ASEAN peoples, cultures, and international relations. She has served in various leadership roles at several esteemed universities, including as Dean of the Faculty of Southeast Asia Studies at HCMC Open University. She's also recognized with multiple awards for her outstanding contribution to the advancement of social sciences and cultural studies in Vietnam. She's the chairwoman of the Vietnam ASEAN Friendship Association. She has worked to strengthen ties between Vietnam and other ASEAN nations, and the knowledge of the ASEAN-China relations will offer invaluable insights into how these two regions can collaborate more effectively in the fields of culture, diplomacy, and education. Please join us in welcoming Dr. Fan Ki Hong Chuan. Is she online? Belum.
Yes, yeah. Selamat pagi. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Distinguished organizing committee, esteemed delegates, scholar, and college. First of all, my warmest congratulations to the organizing committee on the successful launch of the Southeast Asia China Cultural Study Programs. This is such a timely and meaningful initiative, especially in today's fast-changing world, where culture is more than heritage. It's a powerful bridge that connects past and build understanding. My sincere thanks to organizing committee for inviting me to share a few reflections. Before I begin, allow me to share some encouragement news from Asia. Please share my PowerPoint presentation. The first, you can see that the relationship between, next slide please. The relationship between Cambodia and Thailand have improved positively ahead of the 58th anniversary celebration of establishing ASEAN. It's also luckily for ASEAN community. So the second, this October, ASEAN will officially welcome Timor-Leste as the 11th member state. Of course, we must change a lot to receive the new member, including logo of ASEAN existing over 26 years. You can see that the logo of ASEAN now have the 10 right stars, representative for the 10 members of ASEAN, but Spain have more Timor-Leste, so we also must add one, the right star in the logo of ASEAN. So this is the historic milestone, not only for the Timor-Leste, but also for ASEAN as a whole, moving us towards a more complex and united family, one that reflects our commitment to inclusiveness, shared growth, and regional solidarity. Next slide, please. So my presentation include 5 parts. So now I start with the first one. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, next. As we know, cultural ties between China and Southeast Asia go back 1,000 years ago through sea route and on trade networks, especially in the maritime Silk Road, which carry not only goods but also belief, religion, language, food, custom, and traditional art. So today, in the eras of globalization and digital transformation, though ancient connections are coming to life again in new ways through academic exchange, students' mobility, educational cooperation, digital culture, and spiritual tourism. Yeah, next, please. Next, please. In our time, cultural diplomacy is no longer just about showcasing the art and hosting festival. It is about using culture as the soft power tool to shape perception, build mutual respect, and nurture trust between nations. China has implemented many meaningful initiatives. Confucius Institute, Cultural Week, International Film Festival, and cross-border media cooperation. Recently, in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, there are, yeah, next please, the China ASEAN Cultural and Aesthetic Exchange Program 2025 in Vietnam to Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. So this program co-organized by the Guangxi Radio and Television and Vietnamese partner, including university, art and cultural university. So also have the Kung Fu workshop, vocational education and training program jointly implemented with ASEAN countries, focusing on soft skill and job development. So in this photo, I in the middle, beside me in the left hand is the Vice Consul General of China in Ho Chi Minh City. He also attending this workshop. Yeah, next please. Meanwhile, you can see that not only China, ASEAN countries such as Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia also have actively promoting their cultures on the global stage through creative model. Yeah, next please. Although I cannot attend the opening ceremony, but I can follow on the online activities. So I also very see impression because you also have the very interesting ceremony, very detailed, type typical of Indonesia. So in our Vietnam, so we also have some festival regarding to the culture. For example, Áo Dài, Huế Festival, Film Festival, and water puppetry. So water puppetry we also consider is the similar value with the wayang kulit of Indonesia. So Indonesia is organized batik performance and angklung essentially showcase in many forum international festival. So Malaysia is also promote its soft power through halal cuisine, traditional dance, and while Thailand is also have a lot of program like Thai cuisine, fashion show, boxing, and cinema. Next, please. So in our Vietnam, you see, we also promote the film. So the name is the Tunnel, Sun in the Dark. So it's also anniversary in the reunion day, 50 years. So we also invite some the China, the ASEAN country, the other friend country to join. So this is also the case. We also use the soft power, yeah, by film. So we also this is 2020 years when Vietnam is the chairmanship of ASEAN. So we also make logo of ASEAN and prepare the áo dài for all the ASEAN city in Ho Chi Minh City. So this is our initiative. Next slide, please. So with Indonesia, I just mentioned. So I also have many áo dài batik, and you see the Indonesia Vietnam Festival with organized annual in Ho Chi Minh City. So last year, Concern General of Indonesia also bring the Miss Mall of Indonesia from Bali, yeah, also attend the Indonesia Vietnam Festival with. So the Thailand, you see, also bring the film come to Vietnam. So this film is also very popular. How to make millions before grandma dies is also talk about this the Chinese Thai family how to teach the young generation something very special. So Malaysia also promotes their culture by halal food, the tourism festival. The Thailand also bring Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, the cook to teach our chef how to make the taste of Thailand. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, next slide, please. Personally, I also like to share my recent article in China Daily on the roles of people-to-people diplomacy between ASEAN and China. So in my article, I emphasize that ordinary people are the true ambassadors of peace and connection. For example, you can see that in our country we also have the lion dance, so dragon dance. So it belong the Chinese Vietnamese. So this year we consider this lion and dragon dance is also the intangible culture of Vietnam. So cultural diplomacy through when roots in human story, not just state initiation. Yeah, next please. So people to people connectively, actions and drive of regional cooperation. Yeah. Today's word people-to-people diplomacy is seen as an important complement to state-level diplomacy. The connection we build among young people, scholars, artists, entrepreneurs, women are the vital for breaking down stereotypes, building trust, create unity, mutual understanding. So in the photo, one young very famous singer of Vietnam and sing together with the very famous singer of China in the Sing Asia. So I find that you see very wonderful when the young generation by that way they also mentor, understand with each other. Yeah, next slide, please. ASEAN, China, it share all the young students also know about the program SIAP. So SIAP is either ship for Southeast Asian and Japanese youth program. So why we don't think about, we also have another modern ship for Southeast Asian and Chinese youth program. So I think that's it. ASEAN China Youth Exchange come that engage the younger generation in cultural dialogue, innovation, entrepreneurship, and community service. In our Ho Chi Minh City, the first Thai just organized the Young Volunteer Festival under the name Chance Maker. Yes, it also very successful because we also have the young leader of the ASEAN country, including Indonesia, attend and share the initiative. Yeah, next please. More recent, so I think that the B2B cultural exchange between Vietnam, Asia, and China has emerged as the strategic pathway, especially in promising sectors such as cuisine, tourism, culture, and creative industry, AI, traditional medicine and holistic wellness. So these exchanges not only stimulate economic growth but also create meaningful channel for cultural understanding. So I also would like to emphasize the roles of women and youth as the dynamic change maker. So this photo I just visited in the Wuhan province of China. So it's the pioneer park for the young generation. So we also exchange a lot of skill and knowledge with other. We also have you see many programs like the share traditional medicine and wellness. Yeah, next please. So next please. The launch of the Southeast Asia China Cultural Study Programs is an important milestone to make the most of this opportunity apply to suggest several practical directions. Yes, next. The first, develop the regional digital cultural heritage database covering both tangible and intangible heritage to support research, education, and sustainable tourism. So the second, promote interdisciplinary research at the crossroads of culture, technology, and development, such as the digital culture, smart tourism, living heritage, and creative cities. The third, organize annual academic forums and innovation camps for students and young scholars to inspire critical thinking and strengthening regional network. And last but not least, we can publish and share the bilingual research output, cultural narrative, and intercultural materials to deepen mutual understanding and bring our community closer together. Yeah, next please. So into conclusion, so I emphasize that culture is the social glue and soft power to the region. Yeah, next slide, please. We are living in the time of shared challenge, from environmental crisis and cultural displacements to difference in how we see and understand the world. These challenges call for regional cooperation that is deeper, more human, and more inclusive. In this context, cultural diplomacy and people-to-people connectivity stand out as soft and enduring bridge. They do more than promote understanding between Southeast Asia and China. They help us envision and build a shared future of peace, prosperity, and sustainability. I firmly believe that the culture study program you launched today will become the strong foundation for future intercultural dialogue, cooperative research, and meaningful action cross-border. I'm not forget to visit for your 17 August this year is 80th anniversary in your National Day Independence. Vietnam is also the same year anniversary 80 years of independence. Terima kasih. Thank you very much for your good attention. So best wishes to the launch and mm, we can feel happy with the anniversary of 10 years of ASEAN, building ASEAN community. Yeah, thank you very much.
Bang, lu jangan telepon dulu ya, Bang. Gue lagi mau presentasi. Oke?
And bilingual research, because in the academic world we are very Eurocentric. So we have always looked to the West for knowledge and for legacies and for heritage. And I think it's very important for Indonesia, for Asia, for ASEAN to share the local knowledge and how each country have explored their respective academic disciplines that is not Eurocentric, but more based on the respective countries. Thank you very much for your presentation. We will go towards the second speaker. Hang on, I have my crib sheets here. Our second speaker is Dr. Humphrey Arnaldo Russell, MSc, MA, and PhD. He's the head of the ASEAN-China Research Center at Universitas Indonesia. He's an expert in international relations with a particular focus on China's foreign policy and its relations with ASEAN countries. Holding a PhD in international relations from Jilin University in China, along with 2 master's degrees. His research contributes significantly to the understanding of the dynamics between China and Southeast Asia. As head of the ASEAN-China Research Center at Universitas Indonesia, Dr. Russell is at the forefront of research into ASEAN and China relations, exploring both political and cultural dimensions. His work as a research fellow at the Center of Ethics and Moral Practice at Renmin University of China and his academic collaborations at institutions like the Southwest University of Political Science and Law has added depth to his analysis of China's engagement with Southeast Asia. His insights will be pivotal as we discuss the role of cultural diplomacy and international cooperation in today's rapidly globalizing world. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Humphrey Arnaldo Russell.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
I think you deserve an applause. We have not been applauding our speakers.
It's okay, it's okay.
Thank
So,
you
thank
very much.
much.
Yes.
Good morning,
Silakan.
everyone. Ya, makasih Bu. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate Jakarta Institute of Art to the establishment of Southeast Asia China Culture Studies Center. I think this is a good initiative, and I also apologize for not being able to attend in person because I have family matters to discuss in Ambon. The second thing is that when I met with Professor Shamsul, he always mentioned that when he was the Secretary General of one of our ministry, he said he used to visit my hometown, and he said to me that, Humphrey, you should return to Ambon and the good fish, or that's it, the reason why I started also visit Ambon. So my presentation today, topic for my presentation today is beyond politics, why cultural diplomacy matters in strengthening ASEAN-China relations. Can you share my? Oh, okay. Okay, there are, in this topic, I will try to elaborate on the role of the cultural diplomacy in strengthening ASEAN-China relation, especially the place of, we know currently the geopolitical situation is not so stable. Last month, there was a conflict between two ASEAN member states, Thailand and Cambodia. And although they eventually reconciled on July 29, but still, as an ASEAN scholar, also ASEAN member state, we have many homework to be done to prevent this situation might happen in the near future. In this context, I approach cultural diplomacy as a tools to give some idea how ASEAN scholar and also the center can contribute positively in strengthening in the ASEAN-China relation. Let's go to the first, next please. Okay, this is the point that I will discuss in the my presentation. First, on the first slide, I will discuss the definition of cultural diplomacy in the context of international relations. The second slide, I will explain why cultural diplomacy matters in the context of ASEAN-China, in the context of current ASEAN-China relation. And third slide, I will provide an overview of ASEAN-China relation, including its strengths and weaknesses. And the next slide, I try to discuss what kind of role Sachi can play in strengthening ASEAN-China relation. And the final the final second of my presentation today is conclusion. Next, please. Yes. Okay. There is some scholar explain about cultural diplomacy. The prominent one is Joseph Nia. Joseph is he's a professor at Harvard University, and he is in international relation. He belongs to neoliberalist school of thought. In his books of power, the means of war politics, he emphasized that cultural diplomacy is the one tools can shape perception and international legitimacy. The other scholar who also coined this cultural approach is J.P. Singh. This is in this book. This is edited book. J.P. Singh was editor on this book. He explained that cultural diplomacy is a form of symbolic power that shapes norms, value, and identities in a global politics. As you all know that in ASEAN, is known as its norms that make ASEAN integration, ASEAN cooperation, at least for the last 30, 40 years, can go in the smooth way. Although we have some dispute among nations like Thailand and Cambodia, also recently there is a debate between Indonesia and Malaysia. We also seen on our news, but at least with these norms and value based on cultural policy, we can see that ASEAN as an institution, we can manage our differences at least in a peaceful way. The other scholar that work on this cultural diplomacy is Geoffrey Cohen and Amelia. This is the article published in one of reputable journal. They said that cultural diplomacy is a part of public diplomacy, and this is the one of the key element to fostering long-term trust and cooperation. On regional context, Milko Skovia explained about EU cultural diplomacy as a power tool in his article. In this article, he discussed how the EU use cultural diplomacy to project unity, values, and mutual understanding internationally. Next slide, please. This is, as I explained before, that why cultural diplomacy matters. In my view, cultural diplomacy matters because of 6 points. One is build trust beyond politics. As we know that cultural diplomacy operates outside the constraint of formal negotiation. It's creating a human-to-human connection between nations. And cultural diplomacy, while political relations can shift rapidly due to policy or leadership changes, cultural ties often endure. And for example, ASEAN and China cultural exchange, like art, festival, youth camp, and film exchanges, have continued even during political tension and maintaining channel for dialogue. The second point is shape perception and also reduce misunderstanding. Sometimes, in my view, through action of art, education, cultural diplomacy can shape how nations see each other by countering stereotype and misinformation, and also it fosters mutual respect. We can do a reference by what Joseph Ani soft power theory. He mentioned, as I told before, that culture is one of the key pillars influencing international image without coercion. The third pillar is strengthen people-to-people connectivity. Sometimes we know that in bilateral relation, we know people-to-people connection will help people from ASEAN, within ASEAN or from China, to better understand about our culture. And for instance, we in ASEAN and China, sometimes we share exhibition and also scholarship program between China and ASEAN. China provide scholarship under Belt and Road Initiative. In the other side, Indonesia, we also have scholarship for foreign students who want to study in Indonesia. Also, we invite ASEAN student, China student. The goal, I think, is to strengthen people-to-people connectivity, by which also can help to reduce tension between us. The other thing that cultural diplomacy matters is that cultural diplomacy can indirectly open market, attract tourism, create trade opportunities. When a nation, for instance, we know that K-pop is very famous in Indonesia. One professor from Thailand even explained to me that if within ASEAN we have a conflict, probably we start by listen to K-pop, or we discuss by approach K-pop artists to discuss with us, so we can solve our problem easily. And the other thing is that to promote peace and conflict prevention, we know that last month there is a conflict between ASEAN and between Thailand and Cambodia, and if we can emphasize that we can apply cultural diplomacy within ASEAN, I do believe that cultural diplomacy can work as a form of preventive diplomacy, lowering a risk for the escalation between ASEAN member states. For instance, UNESCO heritage collaboration with Southeast Asia countries and China have encouraged joint conversation effort despite maritime tension between ASEAN and China in the South China Sea. And the last is that cultural diplomacy can build influence gradually. I think for instance, Sachi or any other institution, my sister Pang from Vietnam also, we can, with this collaboration, cultural diplomacy, we can build a long-term friendship, because we know that cultural diplomacy sometimes can make things more easier. Next slide, please. Okay, despite we know that ASEAN and China, the milestone, we start our dialogue relation since 1991, and up to now, we know China is our largest trading partner in economic, and ASEAN and China combined, we contribute to 20% of global economy. But we also have to realize that although our cooperation with China have go very fast in economic term, ASEAN and China, we also have some issue regarding territorial dispute in South China Sea. So with this regard, I think that cultural diplomacy, people-to-people connection, and also many non-formal approach will also play significant role, because as we know that many conflict in international politics right now is based on territorial. So although ASEAN and China work hardly to overcome this issue, but I think we should not underestimate that maybe sometime in the near future, these differences might give ASEAN and China to get tension in very danger, because we also know that we have other great powers in our region. We have United States, we have EU also, and many other great powers. They also pay attention to South China Sea. But in my view, as long as ASEAN and China can work together, I think with people to people and so on and so forth, this tension we can manage in peaceful way. Also because I think, if I'm not mistaken, ASEAN and China, we are now working together to conclude on South China code of conduct. But next year, I think we will conclude it, and I hope that it will give a positive impact for us. Next. Nah, since SACI also exists now, in my view, SACI can play significant role. For instance, in research and policy insight, academic research, I heard from Pak Jabatin that 80% of film produced in Indonesian film industry, the director is come from Jakarta Institute of Art. It is a good thing. So based on this, probably this research center can contribute to promote a culture connection between ASEAN country, and also promote the policy recommendation. Also, SACI can also give track public opinion and make cultural exchange impact in ASEAN and China relation. And in dialogue and diplomacy, SACI can play as a track to diplomacy as a non-governmental platform for informal dialogue on sensitive issue within ASEAN and China. And the other thing I want to emphasize that I do hope that, like any other institution in ASEAN, I hope that SACI not only established and they cannot produce anything, but after this, the establishment of SACI, all IKJ academia scholar can also have SACI to do something for not only for our nation, but for the better future for the next generation in ASEAN and China. Next. This is I make it this morning how to explain the SACI can this is 3 pillars: culture, education, and policy dialogue. And SACI in the end can contribute positively to stronger China-ASEAN relation, from heritage protection, cultural festival, creative industry, student exchanges, language program, joint research. I think Pak Rektor, Bu Citra Pajabatin already initiate the joint program in dual degree with Chinese university, which is a good thing, I think. And the other thing is policy recommendation and track to diplomacy and academic conference that by in the end will give a stronger impact to ASEAN-China relation. Next. And this is my conclusion. I think, as I mentioned before, cultural diplomacy is a powerful tool for strengthening ASEAN-China relation in a way that treasure a lot. But of course, traditional diplomacy, cultural diplomacy can support the traditional diplomacy. It operates beyond politics, yet profoundly influence political outcomes by building a foundation of trust, mutual respect, and understanding between the people of ASEAN and China. The second point that I want to underline, we know that in the geopolitical tension, people can easily, like Cambodia and Thailand, we already have a formal agreement, but to solve issue within ASEAN country in a peaceful way. But what happened is that they are fight each other. So in this regard, I think cultural diplomacy can provide a sustainable pathway to friendship and peace. And this context, I think Sachi, in my view, I assume that Sachi can be one of the non-state actor that will make a positive contribution to strengthen ASEAN and China relations. I thank you very much. Okay, Mbak. There is no voice. Suaranya.
Themes of government-to-government negotiations, but culture, especially film. So that generation of young diplomats, when they were placed in other countries, they did the same thing. So they did like Film Week, because apparently it's one of the most effective ways to promote cultural diplomacy. Thank you very much. Our last speaker is Madam Endah Cahyani Dwirini Retno Astuti. She will, Ibu Putu Lumina will be speaking for Ibu Endah. Silakan, Bu. Before that, let me introduce Ibu Endah is the Director General of Diplomacy, Promotion and Cultural Cooperation at Ministry of Culture of the Republic of Indonesia. She is a distinguished figure in Indonesia diplomatic and cultural circles. With an academic background in development studies from Massey University, New Zealand, she has dedicated a career to fostering international cooperation and cultural exchange before assuming her current position. She's highly active within the Indonesian Parliament, particularly in the Bureau for Interparliamentary Cooperation and International Organization. Her role now as a Director General, she's responsible for advancing Indonesia's cultural diplomacy and strengthening its relationship with global partners. I give you Ibu Putu Lumina for the presentation. Silakan, Bu.
Thank you so much for the introduction. First of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. Unfortunately, Ms. Endah is unable to attend short notice because of a certain very important meeting. So I'm here to substitute for the materials that on behalf of the Ministry of Culture as well as the Director General of diplomacy, promotion, and cooperation. Before I start, I would like to congratulate the Indonesian Institute of Arts for launching the Southeast Asian China Cultural Center. I'm sure this is quite a very ceremonious progress for cultural advancement as well as arts. Distinguished guests, scholars, and also academician students, please let me allow to share you a couple of policy directions that we have for the new Ministry of Culture. Since we are a very new ministry, we are trying to transition into a more holistic and progressive and advanced towards how culture can contribute to many aspects of our life. And this is also very harmonious with all of the international agenda as well as our national agenda. Can we move to the first slide, please? I'm sorry, that's not my slide. There's a new revision. If you don't mind, I will send you. I will send, I think Natasha, with that. Yeah, wait. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, wait. So I'll send you. Yes, I sent you via WhatsApp. Okay, yes. Okay. So just let me just start before we let the technical person present. So our agenda is actually starting on how we address the agenda post 2030. Because usually countries during before 2030 are governed by or directed towards the SDGs plan or Sustainable Development Goal, and post 2030, culture will play a very integral part on how nation can develop and how nation can use their local values and customs in ways that are more sustainable, that are more grassrooted, and how it can build youth and also provide inclusions towards every aspect of the community. So Culture Post 2030 will be the central foundation and agenda for our development, and that is why it's very important to address it right now before, anticipating before 2030. Please move to the first slide. And in Indonesia, we acknowledge that cultures and also the creative economy play a very important role in creating jobs and also increasing GDPs, and as well as providing more inclusions towards people who are inaccessible towards formal jobs. The data that in my slide shows that from 2022, the creative sectors or the orange economy has been proven to be very resilient towards disruptions and as well as conflict and crisis, because they provide a very open opportunity for people to express and to monetize and also to start their business. So it's very important for us to build these ecosystems to not only provide progress for development, but also to build better and sustainable networks between countries. Next. So I would like to share a bit of like introduction of how our cultural policy is in Indonesia. So as we said, that culture will be the center, and it is part of the national priority for our president. Currently, it is priority 1, 4, and 8 in regards to national identity, democracy, human rights, and as well as harmonizing with natural resources, and as well as building society. And in placement, we have placed many regulations, including the law for cultural advancements, and also we also have the master plan for cultural advancement for 2025 to 2045. So. We also have the pillars that we have addressed. There are 4 main pillars, as you can see in the slide. But I want to highlight about how cultural plays a central role also in cultural diplomacy is Indonesia's soft power in the global level. So how diplomacy plays a very important role in not only promoting culture, but also not only to strengthen soft power, but also bringing more important agendas moving forward. Next. And we acknowledge that diplomacy has a very important and also very crucial role as a medium, not only in promoting values, as I said before, but also for collaborations and facilitating global movement. We can see many global movement that we have for Israel and Palestine, for example, for climate change, for women, for children, for youths. And we see that cultural diplomacy plays a part in many aspects of collaborations, not only building trust and people-to-people contact, but also a more solid and institutionalizing bodies, as we see in Sachi as well. So this allows culture to be also to open an understanding in universal human ideas. And I think that is also already addressed with the speaker before us. Thank you. Next. So what are the significance of building a cultural centers, especially in Southeast Asia and China? Aside from the cultural and historical aspect, we also have a lot of trade and relations and very close-knit regional interactions. And especially in culture, we have many similarities in sharing mega diversity, in sharing in sharing the strategies and also ideology. We are quite different with the Western paradigm in seeing culture. So we already have a very rich background of mega diversity that we should share. But sometimes the mega diversity itself can be an obstacle towards promoting and towards regaining soft power, because there's so much of our cultures that we want to promote. We don't know what we want to prioritize, or we don't know what we want to target, the featured one or the flagships one. And we see a lot of success stories, for example, in Korea or in other countries. They focus more on how they can create pride upon internally with the people, and then they can share and build an ecosystems that are more that are more forward towards promotion and diplomacy. Wait, sorry. So sorry, is it not? Yeah. So I'm not. Okay, thank you. Wait. Okay. Is it okay? I think so. Wait, I have to see my notes. So what we hope for in creating how this cultural center will be significant is we want this cultural center is to provide a platform to collaborate cultures beyond sectors. So one of the main obstacles also in studying cultures and also doing project collaborations is the silos that happens between sectors, and that's also apparent in our policy. A lot of government policies in Indonesia, for example, if you see the priority, or if we see, for example, local government, they see culture is only in a traditional aspect or in the arts, for example, but culture can go beyond that and go beyond society and how they discourse, the discourse and also the construction of society. And that is something that we need the center to allow to explore into more cross-sectoral subjects. And we want, like, for example, like provinces and countries to not see culture as an isolated sectors just for tourism or creative economy. We want them to also influence the way that they design their social policies, and as well as economic policies, and as well as natural resources policies, because we can go beyond that. And the second thing is this center can also strengthen these diplomatic ties between nations, not only in our regions, but also beyond Asia and also and the world, because building a solid foundation on studies and research for cultural diplomacy can promote peace and promote best practices and piloting projects that can inspire replication and inspire people to want to join the movement of culture. And the third is this cultural center is also very good to help us in adapting to the future. For example, there are many new issues and new problems that we cannot even predict right now. So SACI can provide foresighting in the future of how the problems can occur. For example, in AI, we might not predict how advanced AI can affect the creative economy or the cultures or cultural identity, or how people perceive social media, or how people perceive the way they look at themselves. We see the fact of social media has already been, very impactful in how people see themselves, their society, and we now have AI. And in the future, we need to predict what else can influence the cultural policies and how culture can help the problems in the future. Next slide. Now we have a few recommendations moving forward for this. This is in our capacity. First is we want this center to empower more ecosystems, including the arts ecosystem in Indonesia, and I think in Southeast Asia and in China is particularly it still needs improvement in terms of education, in terms of appreciation towards art, in terms of the pipelines towards how we can match arts and cultures towards monetizations and all of the educational ecosystems beyond that. So we hope this could advocate more empowerment towards those ecosystems, and also empowers arts fundings and investments, and people to be more appreciative and having a plan towards a culture, investment plan towards a culture. So we see this, I'm emulating a bit with the technological ecosystem. We don't have that in culture and arts. So hopefully we can see many best practices to increase funding and increase support for the cultural and economic ecosystem. And the third is ensuring and enabling creative environments. I think this is a bit controversial because in Asia, there are critics and debates, Professor, about the freedom of expression, for example. There's different discourses and understanding about freedom of expression between the West and the East, and we want this center to also study and to also empower the freedom of expressions and how people and youth especially can be free to explore any ideas and build a safe environment for them to explore any types of feelings or emotions that they want. So this is quite different when we see culturally between, especially in the Eastern countries. So hopefully we can build more understanding on that. The second thing is increasing the capacity. Of course, this is just building a more, enabling environment and also enabling increasing capacities of human resources and arts. This is also connecting to the first, but the third thing is it's a bit controversial as well. It's also empowering valuations of artists and cultural. I think this is something that's moving towards the economic culture that is very still debatable in the topics today. And the third is, of course, the network building, including fostering networks. I know that there are many networks in the academics towards cultures and art, but what I want to emphasize is that it is important also to keep the networks sustainable, have clear directions and policies, and also clear activities moving forwards, and also build this a web of support system that will help towards many programs, many funding, many grants, and many opportunities that we can explore, not only in Southeast Asia and China, but also beyond that. And facilitating in international collaborations can also, through this type of international seminars, but also we can explore in many other international seminars cross-sectorally to help build in this network. Next. This is just a quote from us. Because we are a new ministry and we are building new policies in our department, we would like to welcome the Indonesian Institute of Art and also SACI to later collaborate with us for more cooperations and MOUs or certain, certain aspect of collaborative and cooperation, so we can empower each other and also share through our networks that we have in the cities and international. Next. This is just a few of our flagship programs. So we have many options that we can collaborate in our department. We can have, there are cultural exchange, cultural facilitations. Just as a formality, in the Ministry of Culture, we do have Dana Indonesiana, for example, one of the funding mechanisms that we support on artists, creative sectors, cultural actors, as well as academics researching on culture. And we can support fundings and also support grants to help them do their missions or do their projects and research. And we also have Rumah Budaya Indonesia, which is something like the Indonesian cultural centers. There are many mechanisms for collaboration, including U2U, university to university, for example, like University of Brawijaya with the Tianjin University in China. And we also welcome if IKJ or Indonesian Institute of Arts would like to open the Rumah Budaya or collaborate with with us in building a better rumah budaya in partnering countries, including in China, because it's very big and vast. And we have a cultural yatra, which is a promotional tour that we invite media to see some of our heritage locations, some of our chandis, and some of our prehistoric sites. And we also have cultural promotion through digital platforms, and as well as many of our regional networks and cooperations. So there are many aspects that we want you to collaborate, and also we can do more substantive and also policy-wise more substantive and research-based policies. So we hope for your inputs and insight towards many of our issues. Next. That's it. I think, thank you for your attention. We apologize if there are any technical mishap. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you don't mind giving us your short bio.
My name is Putu Lumina Mentari. I'm currently the expert staff for the Director General of Diplomacy, Promotion and Cooperation. I usually work in reforms in the open government, open parliament, and as well as meaningful participation and public participation issues. So that's just basically my report.
Okay, so we know who to call if we want to. If we want to have some cooperation or ask for grants, that's very important. I think now it's the Q&A. Is there any questions from the floor here or online? Natasha? Yes, silakan. Perlu mic ya.
Can I sit there? I need to stand up. I'm sorry.
You can sit.
Okay.
It's all right.
Thank you for the opportunities. I'm sorry as well. I'm coming late. So for the onlines, the explanation, I cannot get much more. But I just have one question for our speakers for the onlines. I'm not sure the name is. Professor Hong Swan or
Professor Fan Ti Hong Swan.
Yeah, yes. So basically, this event is also kind of the inaugurations, the new institution called the Southeast Asia China Cultural Center here. But I'm wondering with the professors, our speakers, as we know that China under Belt and Road Initiative, they already use kind of Confucius Institute, and it's already spreading around the world, especially global south. But there is no one of Chinese institution can entering the developed countries. In case for me, I'm studying in Japan, in Avalon, in Waseda University. So basically, even in Japan or South Korea or Taiwan, there is no Confucius Institute. So my question here is it that China is still concerned that the Confucius Institute or China Cultural Center should spreading in the global south, or from the west side, west countries or developed countries, they still see that Chinese cultures is kind of our dilemma of our major cultures influence in the world. This is just for the first speakers. And then my question to representing from the Minister of Education and Cultures, I'm not sure the name, yes, the lady. Yes, you mentioned in the one slide is regarding the Asia and Western's values are totally different. This is, I also agreed, because we know that in Asia, we have Asian values, according to Lee Kuan Yew, Prime Minister, and Mahathir Mohamad, Prime Minister of Malaysia, that Asia, they also need to strengthen and also protecting our cultures, values, and etc. based on our view But then in the West side, they're still thinking that the Western values or arts cultures are much more dominant and the hierarchy level are on the top. So the question is, as we know, the world is separated. We have African values, American values of Latin America. In Southeast Asia or East Asia, we have Asian values. And the West side, especially for the Western countries, could we still think that the Western values are number one? Or when we learn from Japan, even Japan is smaller. They always say we are 160 centimeters, but we are number one in Asia. So could we promote that Asian cultures or Asian values is the top one? We didn't need to learn from the West, but we need to adapt. Something might be a little bit available, or we could say in diplomatic art or political view is flexible approachment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Fan, would you like to respond? Yep.
Yes, thank you very much for your question. Yeah, because I find that when we online presentation, so it's also very not attract the people good attention. But you raise me the question, it means that you also follow the competition very well. Yes, yeah, I agree with you. You see, in some the developing country have the Confucian Institute of China, so we also not feel very self-confident. We also consider that it is not the sensitive. It is the sensitive institutes because the China through the Confucius Institute teach not only the language, but also teach not only the language and culture. They also promote the narrative aligned with the China government policies position. Maybe it's very the human rights, the Taipei, some the South China Sea, something like that. So in the Vietnam, we also try to avoid the influence most of the fusion institute. Yeah, so I just in my presentation, I just mentioned the ways of the China. Would like to consider this is the shock powder to Southeast Asia. Yes, of course, I totally agree with you. Yeah, the culture is separate with the political issue. Yeah, because we also respect the academic freedom issue. Yeah, we also can see that in the relationship with the China. So maybe we also have the soft power competition. Yeah, because China also have the soft power strategy. So in my Vietnam, we apply the bamboo diplomacy policy. Yeah, we just received the wood for the stable developments. We not follow this country or that country. We protect the freedom and peace among the ASEAN country. Yes, so I don't know that in your Malaysia and Indonesia continue operate the Confucius Institute or not, but in Vietnam, so now we not continue this institute. Yeah. Because we just would like to bring the good culture and language for the people, especially the young generation. Yeah, thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you. Silakan, Bu Putu.
Thank you for your question. This is actually also very similar questions when we ask about the value of democracy and as well as political ideology. And the thing is, what we want to achieve is we already, in UNESCO, we already have the certain understanding that freedom of expression is important to the advancement of culture and as well as to the advancement of arts and other products that we want to express. But there are different type of understanding between the West and the East on how we use that freedom and how we use those types of expressions. And I'm not saying that the West is better or better than the East, or there are certain types of values. There are just different and have different characteristics. And even the West also have certain limitations of how they express freedom and how it can also influence the way their society works and also their culture. For us, when seeing this type of value, we also want to look at how the gerontocracy work in the political and also societal system. In Asia particularly, there are still very heavy culture on gerontocracy where we have to respect elders, where we have to respect our ancestors, which it tends to be a bit of an obstacle for the youth to flourish, or the youth to express, or the youth to be at the equal level of expression towards what they want to achieve, how they revision their, how they revise their vision, or they revise their ideas and brainstorm. So that's why in this contemporary world, we want people to be able to see a lot of the good values between the East and the West, and we hopefully in this cultural studies, in this cultural center, we can explore more on that ideas, because I see there's a lot of gaps between the youth, how the youth explore their creative side and the creative fields. We know, like my sisters, for example, they have their own world in anime and own world in comics, and their own communities very tightly towards the anime that they don't really want all the older generation to see. Or there are certain gaps between traditional groups and traditional communities, because they don't see that they are represented or appreciated. So we hopefully, if we set a clear lines of where this freedom of expression, where this gerontocracy and representation can lie, we can help these communities to be more open and reform and explore more ideas holistically, so there are no gaps and silos between all of the different sectors and communities. I hope that answers your questions.
Dr. Humphrey, would you like to give your insight for the two questions? Masih on kan? Dr. Russell? Ya udah. Ada would you like, are you all right with the answers? Would you like to elaborate on your?
Yes, so for the Miss yes on the stage, yes, I'm totally agrees. I'm still wondering with our speakers from Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken, the lady, or China, I'm not sure exactly.
Vietnam.
Yes, Vietnam. The professors from Vietnam. So I'm just so curious, how could Vietnam design it not to, open up with China? Even Vietnam is closest neighbors, basically with China, but with the China cultural agenda in terms of Confucius Institute, but they just moving to the bamboo diplomacy. because in Southeast Asia, as we know, in Indonesia, of course, there are some Confucius Institute. Example, in Al-Azhar University, when I went there, I just so surprised there is an institute, Confucius Institute. But it's a lot in African countries. Yes, for Vietnam, how Vietnam is, if even from the cultural side to dealing with China, as we know that Vietnam and China relation is much older, already 1,000 years under China colonization. So in the modern part, like after World War II, is it not difficult? It is not easy. What Vietnam is leading up with China under bamboo cultural diplomacy. Thank you.
Dr. Phan? The Vietnamese context, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Thank you very much because, we also would like to have the good chance to introduce you about Vietnam. Yes. You see, yeah, you're right, because we also have the very long history with the China. You see you can see that we have the over 100 year influence by the China. But we here Eon's very feel self-confident, and we also would like to protect our independence. Yeah, in my presentation, I also mentioned this year, Indonesia anniversary the 80 years the Independence Day. So in Vietnam, we also have the same history as the Indonesia. We also declare independence on the 2nd September 2045. At the meantime, we have the 11 country have the comprehensive the diplomatic relation, including the China. China is the first country we declare the comprehensive the diplomatic relation. So with Indonesia, we also feel very happy because this year, Vietnam and Indonesia have become the comprehensive diplomatic relation. Of course, when we apply the bamboo, the policy, bamboo diplomacy policy, because we would like to protect our country. So you can find that it's not easy when you at the same time you also have the comprehensive diplomatic relation with China and America. But we can do this, because we just protect our people and would like to respect with each other and for the stable development. Once again, thank you very much for your good concerns about our Vietnam. So I just mentioned you with the Confucius Institute. From we also, you see, in the 2014, we have the Confucius Institute in some very big university in Vietnam. But when I to 2020, so we consider the China change the policy about the Confucius restricting policy. So we also stopped it and changed the name because we think that the Language Cooperation Center or bilateral university program, so it is better than using the Confucius Institute branch. That's the ways of our Vietnam apply. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any more questions? Yep.
Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nan. My name is Madia from the Faculty of Performing Arts, Jakarta Institute of the Arts. My question is to Professor Dr. Van the Hong Swan. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And in your presentation, you mentioned Kung Fu. Well, this is a personal interest for my own research on the traditional martial arts stream of thought. And my research is connected to the Sile Harimau Minangkabau and from West Sumatra. And it has traces, ancient historical traces to the ancient kingdom of Cham in Vietnam. So my question is, considering that traditional martial arts in Indonesia are culturally expressed and embedded in various forms of performing arts, and its accompanying musical expressions, dance expressions, and so on and so forth, and also literary expressions. My question is also connected to Ibu Putu. And since UNESCO has also acknowledged since 2019 the Sile or Silat or Pencak Silat as cultural heritage from intangible heritage from Indonesia. And I have heard that there has still to be done more extensive research to sustain this acknowledgement from UNESCO. And my question is to Professor Dr. Van, if it is possible for a fellow from a team of researchers from the Institute of the Arts, specifically maybe from the Faculty of Performing Arts, to have a dialogue or journey to trace the remnants of the ancient Sham kingdom connected to the ancient traditional martial arts and all its philosophies and all the knowledge embedded within. Thank you.
Dr. Fan, would you like to respond?
Yes. Yeah, thank you again for your question. Yeah, so it seems that you also know very well about our country. Of course, in the ancient history, we Indonesia and Vietnam we also have relations, especially here our nation, including 54 ethnic groups. Yeah, so one of the very rich culture group is the Cham people you just mentioned. So I know that most concerned general of Indonesia in Ho Chi Minh City, he also usually have good concerns about this group. Yeah, because you have the similar culture. And they also, you see, the Cham people in An Giang, the south of Vietnam, he also follow the Muslim country. So I just share you that how to say, the sport of Indonesia, Silat.
Silat, yeah.
Silat. He also very famous in Vietnam. The Vietnamese people learns and do it very professional. In the screen, I show you that the Vietnam Indonesia Cultural Week. So we, concerned general of Indonesia, he also invite the performance to perform the Pencak Silat. but not only the Indonesian, but also the Vietnamese. Yeah. So I find that now we also create the ASEAN community. So we also sell the special art culture and exchange with each other. So I believe that with Indonesia can promote the not only in the Cham community but also in the larger communities of Vietnam. Yeah, you see that Indonesia in the population is the biggest. So the second is the Philippines, over 100,000. So Vietnam is the third, the higher population in ASEAN too. Yeah. So if you also need some contact with the Cham community, so I can the good bridge to introduce the university with the community. Yeah. So I find that now Indonesia is also very famous in Vietnam. Yeah, people like the culture of Indonesia, the friendship as the characteristic.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Chang.
Okay. So we have connected. So there is a connection because of this seminar. I gave Ibu Putu to respond for the second question of Ibu Dira.
So we just had a meeting with our attaché of education and culture. Silat is one of the very popular, the most popular branch of sports and culture that we have, not only in Asia but also in Middle Eastern countries, even in Egypt. I think they already put Silat as one of the main branch for their national sports. We also have a lot in Europe and also in the Americas. But the problem is we still lack of trainers. We still have capable human capacity or human resources in training and sending them to those countries and to keep and to keep the culture, the rituals alive, and to keep the authenticity of the culture intact. So that is why we are very concerned in the funding of government funding for traditional cultures and at the national level and also at the provincial level. So we have to keep, so we can keep that sort of shared knowledge regenerates over time. And we understand that there are increase of demands because of the movies, for example, like the rate and the popularity in many aspects of the media, but we just cannot fulfill the demand of trainers and people who are capable in choreographing or training people out there. So if you have any programs or ideas in how to empower Silat and our martial art, that will be very welcome in our ministry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any more questions? No reasons. Zoom belum ada juga. Okay. I think we can wrap up. It's already 11:40. I give the floor to Deborah Yatim, who is a journalist, a writer, cultural activist, and one of the board of Sachi. Silakan, Bu Deborah.
Thank you, Dr. Nan. To summarize, it's very interesting that all three speakers talked about the importance of, obviously, the significance of cross-cultural studies in the Southeast Asia and China regions. And the Director General stressed the fact that both regions have a high level of cultural diversity, which serves as a bridge between them, between both regions. And this cross-cultural studies will aid in understanding the differences, as we notice differences of ideas, of political ideology, how we promote our local cultures onto the global stage. We can also identify common ground and develop mutual respect, which is required to coexist in this age of globalization. It is interesting that Dr. Fan referred back to all the ancient ties that we had, which goes back thousands and thousands of years, which has impacted our dance, our art, our culinary, gastronomy, dress, and languages, I think, and cultures and religious expression. Dr. Humphrey mentioned that it is important we develop second-track cultural diplomacy because there are still conflicts in the region, and arts and culture is second-track diplomacy, which is very effective for creating bonds and discussion. Obviously, Ibu Enda, our Director General, mentioned the fact that we need to create ecosystems that work across the regions, and this would help us on promoting our various cultures onto the global stage. And it is interesting, I think, that we need to address the differences, the different ideological positions that we have, and still foster discussion, foster good relations, especially through collaboration, education, creative initiatives, and through freedom of expression and freedom of intellectual exploration. And I would like to end on what Ibu Putu has stressed. We have the domestic track, we have regional channels. We can create more bilateral channels, and obviously we can emphasize the international cooperation and codependencies, I think, that we have between both regions. And Indonesia already has several pillars. We have 4 pillars, which we can share with the region through this new initiative, which Ibu Nen stressed the fact that it is high time we do not only look at the West, but we create our own platforms, and we emphasize what we can offer to the world. I hope I did that okay. It was it was a very broad, cross-cutting discussion, and I feel very enamored that I was allowed to join in the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tara. Before we close, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of our distinguished speakers for their time, expertise, and thought-provoking presentations. Your contribution has made this seminar a truly memorable and enriching experience. As we close, let us remember the importance of what we've shared today about art and culture that have the unique power to unite us, to transcend borders, and to build understanding in the world that is more interconnected than ever. Let us continue to explore, learn, and collaborate in the spirit of mutual respect and shared creativity. Thank you once again to everyone who has made this event a success. We look forward to seeing the seeds of today's discussion. So far, there's 3, I think, 3 seeds of that will grow into impactful projects and collaborations in the future. And may we continue to bridge cultures and foster understanding across Southeast Asia and China. And thank you. I hand this over to the committee. Natasha, silakan.
Thank you, Madam Nan. Madam Putu and Madam Debra for the plenary session. It's very interesting. We will now have a photo session. So,
Yes, may we respectfully invite our rector, Professor Ma'arif, and the third vice rector, Dr. Ika Yunipurnama, to come to the stage to present our plates of appreciation to our moderator and keynote speaker. Thank you, Pak Rektor and Ibu Ika, and please remain on stage. We are going to do a final photo session. I would like to invite all the officials and guests, please join us on the stage, Ibu Vice Rector 2, Ibu Suzanne, and then Ibu Malona, also the board members of SACI who are still present here, Bapak Dwi Budi Prasetyo dan Bapak Raswardi, please join us on the stage, and then the delegations of the China mission to ASEAN.
boleh lebih rapat lagi? Can
Can you all please move closer together, more tight? Yes.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the end of plenary session. We will have a short break, and following that we will continue with the panel session of the IKJ International Seminar 2025, which will be held online.
The online panel session is divided into two concurrent virtual rooms. On the virtual room A, the theme is Transformation of Material Culture, which will be moderated by Dr. Madya Patra Ismar, lecturer at the Faculty of Performing Arts, IKJ.
In the virtual room B, the theme is Diaspora and Cultural Identity, we will be moderated by Mr. Lukman Hakim, M. Hum, Communication Lecturer at UPN, Jakarta. You can join the virtual session via Google Meet or simply watch the live stream on our official YouTube channel, Institut Kesenian Jakarta.
Now this marks the end of our duty as your masters of ceremony for today's program.
On behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to thank all distinguished guests, speakers, and participants for your presence and contribution to this event.
We hope today's program will inspire continued dialogue, cultural exchange, and joint initiatives in the future.
It has been our honor to guide you through today's program. We wish you all a pleasant day ahead. Thank you, and see you at the next seminar session.
Recording stopped.